What is going on, viewers of YouTube? SunSpot here, and I am back to give you guys my review of the Playmates Netflix series Voltron Legendary Defender Legendary Blue Lion Combiner Collectible Figure. Well, as per usual, I do want to highlight the packaging. Pretty much the same as the others I reviewed. Voltron Legendary Defender, nice space background, art image of Voltron, transparent cover, shows off the ice ray accessory right there. Nice image of the Blue Lion, Legendary Blue Lion, his symbol right there. Some warning labels and just, the Netflix label. And then the icon of where he would go on Voltron. And yes, this is 16 inches tall. And yes, he of course is the right leg. Sides of the box are pretty plain, just the transparent cover. The bottom, however, does show the rest of the figures in the wave. I'll say this in every review. I do recommend you check out Walmart and Target because you will not find these guys at Toys R Us. Back of the box is pretty plain, shows off the figure. It has 20 points of articulation, shows off the pilot with his speeder right there, the ice ray accessory, colored image of the Voltron figure, and a biography of the character. If you would like to, you can pause and read that now. As for the figure himself, this is going to be a pretty short review just because this is almost exactly the same as the Yellow Lion, but in it does have its own unique features. For example, the top here is a little bit different. It's definitely less chunky than the Yellow Lion, and of course the head is different, but basically everything else is the same. To give you guys a quick 360 here, you can tell, nice shade of blue. I do like the color. I definitely prefer it to the Green Lion, so it's definitely 80s accurate, I would say. Maybe the original would be a little bit darker of a color, but as far as the new TV show goes, I think it's pretty much screen accurate, and same goes for the head sculpt and everything else. As for the head sculpt, like I said, it's pretty much spot on. I do have a little paint wear on the white under his nose. You can tell it's definitely just smudgy is basically the way I can put it. You could tell that it's very rough. The blue definitely got on the white, which is a little bit bothersome, but I honestly can live without it. Nice glossy black here, yellow eyes, and then a bit of white and red here at the top with the gunmetal ears and some gunmetal sides, but this part is gray here, the same as his neck and his legs. You can open this up here, reveal some detail. The teeth are blue, and there's like a ladder in there and stuff. I'm just trying to show you. Yeah, there's a ladder in the whole missile launcher and stuff in there. So they even put some detail there, which is nice. And even under, there is really nothing. Honestly, I thought there was actually something. That's why I lifted it up, but it's pretty much plain down there, just to show you the proportions to the body. I think it's pretty good. It does look skinny, and the original Lions had very chunky heads, but this is for the Netflix show, and we all know that the Netflix show has very, very flat heads and very slick body, so definitely different than the original TV show. And same goes for the rest of the figure. Very slim and sleek, TV show accurate, which is nice. You could tell the blue is a very nice shade. It's definitely Netflix accurate. Again, the original would have been darker, but we're not talking about the original. And I want to zoom in here just to show you all the different moldings and such. So starting off with his neck here, a very plain gray, which is okay. It doesn't bother me too much. I wish they would have done something with the screw, but it's Playmates, so whatever, I know what I paid for. The legs, solid piece of gray plastic. They did put a little bit of definition here to show off the joints, or hide them rather. The feet, same shade of blue, and they are rubberized, so a lot of flexibility here when you're posing this guy. And the V is molded at the bottom here. And just looking at the body itself, they put a lot of definition, which is nice, in this little red flap here. I'll show that later with the articulation. It's mainly used for building Voltron, and a little bit of indentation right there. Glossy black under his back. Standard piece of gray plastic with kind of like these cheetah indentations, which I do like. They're clearly going for a more anatomically realistic cat, which makes sense, you know. The older these guys get, the more things they want to change. And looking at the hind legs here, nice silver. Do like the glossy black, solid piece of a gray plastic. And again, the feet are rubberized and have the V at the bottom. And down here is where the pilot goes, which I'll show later. And one thing that bothers me, which, you know, this comes with almost every figure, is just the writing at the bottom. Kind of loses the effect. I don't know why, but it doesn't bother me that much, and I'm just nitpicking. Another problem I have, though, is that legs are a bit too hollow at the back. I know it's used for transformation because of the accordion-style legs they got, but it just bothers me to hell sometimes. Again, I'm nitpicking. I know what I paid for. However, I wish they would have done something. Maybe a flap. It couldn't hurt. I'm sure someone out there has got to agree with me there. Oh, the top, the tip of the tail, or the other end of the tail, has this silver port. Rubber piece of gray here of the tail. One thing I mentioned in the other reviews is that I wish there was a wire here so you can pose it, but, you know, it's no big deal. And they have a light blue paint application right there with some gray, and actually, this is a darker shade of blue than the body. This one right here, that's a bit odd. I just noticed that. Now, oh well, from a distance you can't even tell. But overall, they did a pretty good job. They're, you know, obviously there are things they can fix. However, you're paying $20 from Playmates. Honestly, you guys should expect these kind of flaws in a figure like this. As for articulation, again, these are definitely limited, but it honestly doesn't bother me now. I've had these for so long already. The head can move up that much due to transformation, go down not too much, and it can move left to right just a little bit. So good articulation there. This flap can move up and down, mainly for for Voltron mode. The arms can go up that much. Careful, this will hinder it. Back that much. The knee here can go forward that much, back that much, and the feet forward and back. No ankle pivot, but whatever. The hind legs can go forward that much, back almost all the way. The knee here can retract all the way in and that much forward. The other part of the knee is like that, and the feet do have some leverage there. And the tail is just, you know, no wire in it, so you can't really do much. So these guys really not keen on the articulation. However, it doesn't bother me too much. I think it works. Most Voltron toys in general don't even have that much articulation unless you're talking about the Soul of Chikogan stuff, so I'm pretty much used to this by now. As for size, the blue line here stands at about 5 inches tall. So I do have my trusty tape measure here, and yeah, just at about 5 inches. And if you're curious how long he is, let's put him on his side. And he is at just about 11 inches. So pretty good size for what you're paying, I think. The proportions are good compared to the other lions, and I'll show that here in a bit. So I have no complaints about the size. Here he is next to his yellow lion counterpart. Basically the same size, so really no difference. They're actually just the same mold except for the top and the head. So these do stand well with each other. I do like them. Makes me reminisce of my childhood when I had some of the older toys, so I'm loving this so much. Then here he is with some things you probably do own. I do have the typical Titan's Return Voyager class Transformer here, Astro Train. You could tell how tall he is, about half his size, and the length, just to move it, is like that. So about the same size if you really think about it in length. And I do have him next to a standard Power Ranger, and yes, I know, I've wanted to try this for a while. Yeah, come on. Come on. Yeehaw! As for accessories, yeah, it's pretty bare, but I'm used to it by now. He does come with his Ice Ray weapon thing. Not really sure what to make out of this. Pretty much just basic paint applications and a basic design. Some silver here, shade the blue, and more gunmetal here with a lighter blue to give that, I guess, that icy color. Again, more of that gray plastic. Nothing too special. Just come with this ice missile, which is what it is. You just plug it in, and you push the button up here, and it fire. Oh god! Wow! I didn't even. That's actually a sensitive button. Didn't even realize that. And if you want, this can go on top of your figure. Literally, clip it on. There are these little notches right here. Make sure this part goes in between them. Same with the other one, and it stays pretty firm. So there he is with that on. I'm not going to keep this on my figure, just saying. I think this looks really stupid, actually, but if you want to see how he fires... Oh, son of a bitch, it actually fell. Now I have to use my legs. And last but not least, I do want to show off the pilot port with the pilot accessory. Under his little legs here on his belly, put your fingernail under here, and then you can tell there's the outline of the speeder, and here's the pilot. Again, very generic like the others. A light blue here, shade of blue, and then the black. So, really nothing too special. And he's a very, very pliable rubber. So, yeah, and if you want to put him back, again, here's the outline, and just put the tip of the ship in there. Plug it in. You have to just force it a bit and close it up, and he stays pretty firm in there. So I think it's a neat design. It's fun. I wish they would have actually gave us figures, but that's, you know, they're going by the TV show. So overall, I do recommend this figure. I'll say this, just like I've said in other videos, that we don't get Voltron toys often enough, especially those that combine, so pick it up while they're in stores. And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment, check out my site at SunSpotReviewz.com, and I will see you guys in my next video.